Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Trini Indian Kitchen. So today, as you can probably see in the title again, is I'm making a stew, kind of boiled up lentils. So this is a very popular dish in Trinidad. It's similar to dal. Um, it's not quite like dal. It's more like with tomatoes and different types of seasonings in it. So we'll get into the recipe and I'll show you exactly how I make it at home. Okay, so for starters here, I'm going to talk about the lentils a little bit. This is the brown lentils, and how we have it at home is we take like about half the bag at a time and we soak it and we keep it overnight. Then we boil it in a pressure cooker until it becomes completely cooked and soft, but not soft and creamy like how it is in the lentils. So we're cooking it a little bit more, but we boil a lot, like in bulk, in about half the bag, and then in little Ziploc bags, little sandwich Ziploc bags, we store them, and it's about 2 cups in each Ziploc bag, and we freeze them, and then when we need them, the morning of, we will take them out of the freezer and we will thaw them out in the sink, and then you'll end up with this, about 2 cups of the lentils, and I believe that this is a really good way. You could even do this with chana. This is a really good way to save time rather than having to sit there and watch the lentils boil up for like hours. Here on my cutting board, I won't pick it up, I have 1 large onion. I have about 7 to 8 cloves of garlic that I'm using paste, so that's about a teaspoon of paste, but 7 to 8 cloves of garlic that you can cut up in any way you like. A little bit of hot pepper. I'm using a 7 pot, not the whole thing. I have Guyanese cherry peppers or huiri peppers, and since we at home like a lot of extra pepper in ours, and each individual person likes a different amount, I'm gonna put these whole in there so it gets the flavor. But if you want the peppery taste and the spiciness, then you can burst them when you're ready to eat. Here I have about 5 pudhina leaves. The Indians call it pudhina, but I believe this is also called big leaf thyme or Mexican oregano or some other names it goes by. I have about 13 pieces of bandhania from my garden. The bandhania from my garden is a lot more strong, along with the peppers. These peppers are from my garden. Bandhania, the pudhina, and the curry leaf, they're all from my garden. So I'll be using less, but you could adjust to your taste, and you could add a little bit more, a little less. So I have 13 small leaf bandhania, and I have 1 branch of curry leaves. 1 branch is equal to 20 curry leaves. Here I have salt to taste, a can of diced tomatoes. This is a 28-ounce can. I'm going to use half of it. 2 teaspoons of green seasoning that I just not blended, but I mixed up with about a 1/4 cup of water, and 2 teaspoons of sugar just for a little bit of sweetness. So I'm going to cut up my seasonings, and I'm also going to put the lentils in the pot, and I'm gonna fry up these first. I'm gonna chunkate these first, then I'll put the lentils in the pot, and then I'll cut up the seasonings and I'll carry on from there. So in my pot here I have about a tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to turn this on medium heat, and I'm going to let the oil heat up. When the oil's hot, in goes the curry leaves, the garlic, and the onion. And mix. Meanwhile, I'll cut up my seasonings. Okay, the onions have melted up. I'm going to add my sugar, and I'm going to give that a mix. And then I'm going to add my lentils right away. I'm not going to burn my sugar. Just add the lentils right away. And if I was burning sugar, that would be the first thing I add in the oil. In goes my green seasoning, half a can of diced tomatoes, my chopped up bandhania, pudhina, hot pepper, and my whole cherry pepper, salt, just to taste. Bump the heat up to high, mix everything together. And actually right before it comes up to the boil, we're going to add in warm water to it. And leave about an inch from the top because when it boils, we don't want it to overflow. And mix everything nicely. Okay, you can see that our lentils has come to a boil, and there's this foam at the side. That's all the gas coming out from the lentils. I'll show you exactly how to get rid of this. We do this so that all the gas is gone, and it's a pretty cool step. Into the pot with the boiling lentils, I have a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and a small pinch of baking soda. And it's gonna foam up right away. And if you do it right and put very, very, very little baking soda, it should not overflow, I should say, your pot. And you're gonna stir this until all the foam is gone. And here we go, a mostly clean pot of lentils. So we're gonna cook this a little longer, and at a certain time, after you notice that everything has really started to blend together, we'll take a dal gutni or a swizzle stick, or you could use a hand blender, but I'm going to use a potato masher, and we're going to mash this up just a little bit. Not as much as you would for dal, just a little bit. Also, you shouldn't forget to add water from time to time because it might get too thick, and you can't really fix that in the end. I mean, you can, but you'll have to adjust all your seasonings. But okay, so it's been about like 6 minutes, and I think it's ready now because the lentils itself are very soft, and the tomatoes can easily be melted into the rest of it anyways. So I'm going to bring the heat down to a medium low so that the simmer is very, the bubbles that come up, they'll be a little bit more low so that when I'm mashing them, it doesn't come up and splash on my hand. Okay, I decided to use my dal gutni, so I'm just going to, so how you use it, you just stick it into the pot and nestle it near the bottom, in the bottom actually, and just go back and forth like this with it. And you'll do this a few times so that you could churn everything together. So I'm gonna be standing here like this for about 5 minutes. Okay, so after taking the swizzle stick to our lentils, it should be done. And as you can see, all the grains have broken up and the tomato is really mixed in there now. So this is done, this is ready. You could put any garnish you want, like coriander leaves, sometimes I do. So this is now done. So this is our final product. So thanks you for watching this video. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. My username will be down below in the description, along with the ingredients for this.